Hey, it's Ivaldi Sako here. In this video, I'm going to tell you about this character trait in combination of problem-solving skill and this character trait that will make you rich. Because I encountered this character trait in someone that was about to hire, and let me tell you, if you have this, you will be rich. You will be more successful if you're already successful, and you're going to get successful if you're not already. So this is something very useful that I learned thanks to this guy that was applying for this job. By the way, I'm French, so forgive my English, but this is really going to be useful because it will increase any results that you're getting right now, or make people just like you so much that they will open up doors for you. So if you're new here, welcome. My name is Ivaldi Sako. I'm the founder of OrioGrowth.com, and here I help ambitious entrepreneurs build an empire and live a great life. A life that is worth suffering for, because there's a lot of suffering in the world, and in your life you're going to suffer a lot. So we might as well make it worth it. By the way, I'm not a native English speaker. I'm French, so excuse my English, but I think you can understand me pretty well to get enough value. So if you're an ambitious entrepreneur, if you want just to live a great life, subscribe, because I tell you about all the mistakes I make and give you the shortcut kind of to success, right? I give you the lessons without the scars. And this is what I'm going to be talking to you about right now. I'm going to tell you about the lessons I learned this week, and one of them is about this problem skill, this problem solution skill, and this character trait that I saw in this guy, in this 20-year-old. I was just like blown away. Like, I wanted to hire this person, and I almost made a mistake. And I didn't make a mistake because I actually told you about my hiring process in one of the last episodes. It's just a great hiring process. Anyway, so I'm going to tell you the lessons I learned in a different order, maybe than what you expect, but just know that every single one of these are super useful. So yeah, stick to the end, and if you get value, share it. Don't be just not cool. Share it. Anyway, so your attitude goes a long way. I interviewed someone, and I almost made a mistake just because he had a good attitude. Now, what was this good attitude? This was his character trait. He had this character trait, and it pleased me a lot. I mean, it's just like, it made me want to hire him from the get-go. From the beginning, I wanted to hire this person. And the reason is that he was enthusiastic. Like an enthusiasm that you just don't meet anywhere. Like, most people are not don't have this enthusiasm. And you can develop it. You can create it. And this is dangerous for other people. If you have it, it's dangerous for other people. And if you don't have it, well, it's not dangerous, but when you encounter it in someone else, it can be dangerous, because this character trait, this enthusiasm, creates a bias. And people like you, and if they like you, they will make bad decisions. Now, let me tell you, like, if you want to be hired, and if you want to get any job, you can just be enthusiastic, and you will get a lot of like the progress toward this job. Like, the progress that you make toward, like, the probability that you have a job will be so much higher if you are enthusiastic. And let me tell you, 90% of people don't have the hiring process that I have, and will make decisions biased. Like, we'll make biased decisions because they don't have the process I have in place. If I didn't have it, this guy would already be hired, right? Because he was so enthusiastic. I liked it. I still like him, right? He didn't do it on purpose to, be enthusiastic just to get the job and fake it. No, you could see, like, this is who he is. But still, I liked him, and I didn't like the fact that I liked him. Like in the interview, I was realizing it. I was smiling for no reason, right? He was like asking himself surely, why is this guy smiling, right? I was smiling just because I was like, I like you and I don't want to like you, because if I like you, I'm more likely to make a mistake, right? I'm more likely to hire you when I shouldn't. And indeed, this is what could have happened, because when I started going through the process and they're actually rating him on like the traits that I want in this role, I saw that he had the same score than someone else that wasn't this enthusiastic and didn't have this enthusiasm. And so I thought this guy was way better. I thought like logically, he was way better on the facts, on his skills. He was way better, and I was wrong. The other guy I interviewed as well, like another guy that was like had the same score, but he was less enthusiastic, right? And it's just like I would have made the mistake hiring him immediately, at least, not considering the other guy, because I just liked him more, right? And maybe this is what is going to make the balance like shift, right? But I'm still trying to find out someone better for the job. So this is a bias that we have as human beings. Like if we like someone, we think he's better than he actually is. This is why it's important to look good when you go in business, and when you wear a suit, you're much more likely to be taken seriously than if you're wearing something else, right? When they made a study, I read that in the Thinking Fast and Slow from Daniel Kahneman. So in Thinking Fast, this is a book on psychology, on human psychology, and in this book, he tells you about the study that they made on people that cross the street when the light is red for the people crossing, walking, and when they saw a random guy crossing the street when the red light was on, they didn't move, or not a lot of people moved. Not a lot of people followed him. But when the guy in the suit crossed the street when the light was red, a lot more people followed him, because he has more authority. People like him more. People feel like he knows, right? If he's doing it, that means it's safe. And so because when you like someone, when you trust someone like this, you are biased, right? You don't make decisions based on facts, but on your feelings, on the emotions. And so this is exactly what being enthusiastic creates. And so it will open up doors for you. And if you're skilled at the same time, it will you're rich, like literally. So this is why it's really important to actually try to be a good person to be around, right? If people like being around you, they will be more around you, first of all, but also they will just help you for no reason. They will just be willing to do things that they wouldn't be otherwise, doing for you. And to me, I find it pretty hard to be enthusiastic all the time and for no reason. So I have to find myself a reason for being enthusiastic. Oh, if I this creates a great opportunity, and create maybe a future in yourself. Imagine a future in yourself when meeting with this person, just maybe thinking about the fact that if I meet this person and they like me, they can open up their network, and in their network, they might put me in contact with someone that will make me successful very easily. Or maybe I was thinking about this. I was thinking, how am I going to find the woman I want to marry? And I was like, you know what? This old guy in the street. If I just say hi to him and maybe just, be enthusiastic and meet him, have a relationship with him, just get to know people, right? If this guy likes me, he might have a daughter. That is an awesome daughter. And that would make me this would increase my chances of meeting the girl I want to meet and marry, right? This, the networking effect is just insane. I'm really bad at this. And so this is why I realized the power of it. When I saw that, I was like, okay, there's a power to this. And so if you mix that with being able to solve problems, because this is ultimately what you get paid for in the marketplace. Like, if you can solve a problem, you'll get paid for that. And the more problems you solve for more people, the more you'll get paid. But also, the harder the problem you solve for people, the more valuable the solution that you offer, the more money you'll make. And so to solve big problems, it's oftentimes hard, right? And to achieve big goals, it's pretty much the same thing. Like, achieving a big goal is a problem, right? How are I going to do that? This is a problem. So it's the same thing. But achieving a big goal, solving a big problem, it's oftentimes the same thing that you need to do. It's just like, at first you see it, it's overwhelming. Oh, this is like, there's so many things to do. Oh, it's a big challenging problem. It's overwhelming. And it's like impressive. But it doesn't have to stay this way. To be able to solve it, you need, first of all, I've made a video on that. But basically, to solve a problem, what you need to do is just like deconstruct it. And if you have a problem that came up and it's not like a goal type of problem, you need to figure out the root reason why you have this problem. And then when you figure this out, you can find a solution pretty easily. But for goals type of problems, or problems that, you know, it's not something that happened to you, right? It's not a circumstance type of problem or a behavioral type of problem. It's more like achieving something, right? Solving this problem for someone has an issue with getting clients. This is a big problem, right? What makes it, what are the details of it? And when you deconstruct this problem into smaller parts, it becomes more manageable. And it's what I realized, because this week I put myself I plan my week, right? And in my week, I have put for one day to finish the sales process of my business, right? To rework on it. I had to rework on it, and I just had to finish it. And finishing the sales process, it's a process, like it's a big thing. And I expected to do this in a month, in a day. And I didn't do it in a day. It's because I had fallen to the planning fallacy. This is the fallacy, this is the bias that we think, okay, we can do things faster than we actually can. And things will take and you realize that things will take oftentimes much longer than you expect them to. So I didn't plan properly because I didn't set proper expectations. I didn't deconstruct this big problem. Okay, I need to finish the sales process. Well, there was a lot of things into this. So once I deconstructed it, I was able to see, okay, this thing is going to take me 1 hour. This thing is going to take me 2 hours. This thing is going to take me at least 4 hours. Oh, and so now I see I can't do this in a day. There might be some things that will be unplanned, like I didn't see coming up. And so it might take me 2 days actually to do this. And when you deconstruct it, you actually know what to do, right? You know okay, you got this to do, this to do, this to do, and it's much more manageable. When you have just finished the sales process and you're here, you got to do this. Oh, where do I start, right? You don't know what to do. And so to have this skill of solving problems, deconstruct those big problems into manageable ones, and then you'll figure out the solutions much more easily to them, and you'll be able to actually get to your goals faster. Like if you want to make $1 million in a year, deconstruct that, right? If you deconstruct it and you see, okay, how much money per month you must make to do this, it's much more manageable. It depends on which point in your journey you are, but it becomes more manageable than just, okay, $1 million, right? Okay, $10 million. Wow, it's a lot. What must happen in order for this in order for me to achieve this goal. Another thing that I learned this week was that it's always worth it to sleep more. Always. I mean, like, not always. Like if you sleep already 10 hours and you sleep an hour more, I don't think it might be worth it. But if you're sleeping like everybody else sleeps, like 7, 8 hours, if you maybe 6, 5, it's always worth it to sleep more and get more rest. Because honestly, like always, I've learned this before and I told you about it, and I told you I experienced like how great I felt when waking up after 9 hours of sleep, and yet I didn't do it because I just forget. I forget how good it feels and how much more productive I get when I sleep more. Because I try always to, okay, I don't have the time. Tomorrow I need to wake up at 5. I don't have the time to sleep 8 hours this week, to sleep 9 hours this week. So I'm going to sleep 8. It's good enough. And what ends up happening is that always I'm just less productive during the day. I'm less focused. I'm less sharp. And so I take more time to do less things. And so when I sleep more, I just realize it on the actual like Excel sheet. Like I just put my performance on there. I put how focused I was, how much sleep I get, and I can just correlate everything perfectly. And it just correlates every time I sleep more, I get more done. I'm more focused, and I'm much more happier. Like I'm happier, I have more energy, and I don't know, every time I just sleep, it feels like, it's going to be wasted time. But in the end, when I realize it over the week, when I see that like a higher perspective on things, it's a way better deal to sleep 9 hours than sleep 8 all the time. Especially if you have done a big leg workout like me. If you have done if your body needs to rest more, if you're sick, it's always worth it to sleep more. Even if you're not. Even if right now you sleep 6 hours, try sleeping 9. I try to be completely crazy. Just try it, right? You're not committing to wasting a year of long nights. If it's not worth it, you're just committing to try it for a week. And let me tell you, I'm sure it is worth it. I'm going to do it. And in the next episode, I'll tell you about the results. I'm sure I will get more done. And I'm sure I'll have more energy. People will like me more. I will be more enthusiastic. I'll have more enthusiasm because I'll be energized. And I will have much more the ability to have this imagination, this curiosity about people, to be enthusiastic. So yeah, that's another thing. And also, here are some other mistakes and lessons I learned this week. If you stay too long inside, you will feel bad. So prioritize getting out your house, and because if you stay too long inside, you'll end up feeling lethargic, and you will do dumb stuff. Dumb stuff like getting distracted, scrolling on social media, and maybe getting back into an addictive behavior. If you stay too long inside, alone especially, I often just, when I have too much work and I stay I work 12 hours a day, I end up not going to the gym and scrolling on my phone. This is what I do after, instead of going to the gym, because I don't have the time, I must work more, I end up scrolling, or I end up getting distracted and producing just so cheap quality work. But it's never worth it as well. So every time I have the opportunity to just get out of my house, this is the high priority right now. I'm getting out of my house no matter what. I didn't meet the deadline. I need to get out, because the amount of surplus, the amount of work I'm going to get done, the amount of things I'm going to get done additionally, it's not worth it. I never. So get out. And plus, I look forward to this day, to this moment in the day that I will get out. I'll go to the gym, see some people. Even if I don't talk to them, at least I see different things. I'm out. I don't have the ability to scroll. And also, never scroll on social media feed. Like, just like right now, it is going to become a rule in my life. Like, because I had too much things to do on social media, I always end up just getting distracted, at least a little bit, and scrolling on the feed, on the home feed of the social media platform, right? On Instagram, I scroll. It's just like not worth it. Even on YouTube, scrolling on the like home feed, right? It's just never worth it. If you want to scroll on YouTube, scroll in the subscribe section, and don't be subscribed to thousands of people, of course. Like I'm subscribed to like maybe 10, 15 people max, and they don't upload too much. Like at least long form content, they don't upload this much. So I'm not gonna get distracted too much. Also, adding videos to the watch later, right? It's really worth it. So if you scroll on your feed and just like you don't have the like, you put yourself in a rule that you can't click on the video, but you just can add them to watch later, right? And so when you'll come back later, you'll see, okay, what you want to watch from this watch later playlist. You'll see that like most of the videos you don't really need to watch, right? It's not worth your time. So I wrote to myself this: not watch any video on social media feed. Just never go on social media. Never go on a social media feed. It's never worth it. If you want to use social media, only use the search function. If you want to go on Facebook, it's for a specific reason, right? At least unless you have the like impulse, the addictive impulse. And by the way, if you have this addictive impulse to go on social media, just please listen to the last podcast, just the last episode on addiction. It just, if you watch it in its entirety and actually apply it, I promise you will be at least way more likely to stop and having a much better life. Also, it's not because the plan didn't go well that you can just give up on the next things you must do. That's the sunk cost fallacy. Don't let your past mistakes cost you a better future. When my plan doesn't go accordingly, things don't go according to plan, I often just like have this thought of, whatever. I'm already like this much down. I didn't do this, I didn't do that. I might as well not get done this third thing, right? I already get distracted. I might as well get distracted for 10 more minutes, right? It's not a good decision, but it's often like this bias that we have. The sunk cost fallacy, this is like, okay, if I already paid this much for this house, I'm not going to sell it now for less than this. But this is the maximum that you're going to be able to sell it. And even this you're not willing to take, but it will be better for your future to do this instead of letting your past mistakes hold you back from it. So in this micro way, in this micro environment, in this, how can I put this? In this, micro day-to-day like living, you can see the sunk cost fallacy and in your thoughts. I already ate one donut, right? I might as well go all the way and just like, this day is done. I failed today. I might as well just fail completely and start back tomorrow. No. Stop at this one donut. It's better than just getting 5 more, right? It's way better because if you prevent yourself these next times that you want to succumb to the addiction, succumb to the temptation, you become stronger. And if you let yourself fall for the entire day, you become weaker and weaker and weaker. And your life becomes worse and worse and worse. But if you stop, it can become better. You just cut your losses, basically. This is like a known thing in trading industry, right? People that trade stocks, and especially like day trading, you have a stop loss, right? To not just lose too much. Okay, you can lose this amount. It's better to lose this amount than lose this much. Like all of this. Oh no, come on. You can't lose this much. You stop it right here, right? And so if you have noticed that, okay, I didn't get done everything that I wanted to get done this week, this day, but I might as well try to do the most that I can. Still, it's still worth it. This is often like, this seems obvious, but like when you're in the midst of things, you start thinking of those things like unconsciously. So try to be aware of this and ask yourself, okay, am I just falling into this mindset of, okay, I already did that, I might as well, right? And also, I told you about like the micro and macro thing. When you keep track of your progress. So for example, me, I journal, right? And this is insanely useful because today, Saturday, I was like reflecting on my week. I was like, okay, what did I learn this week? How I will improve for next week? And I came up with 3 things. 3 good things. One of them, like, these are things that I told you actually about right now. And when I went into my daily journal, where every day at the end of the day, I write down what I did as, like, what mistakes I made and how I will improve, I saw that there was 11 things actually that I should have learned this week. And if I did not journal every day, so I did not keep track of the micro and the macro, I just forgot. And at the end of the week, I forgot what I learned every day. But because I kept track of it every single day, I was able to, remember it. I was able to, I learned 11 things instead of just 3, right? I would have missed on these 8. I would have missed on these 8 things, 8 great things that I learned this week if I didn't keep track of the data in the micro. So every day, I promise you, it is worth it. Journal, just like a little quick notes. On your phone, you can do it on your phone if you're not addicted to your phone. But if you are, I suggest you do it somewhere else because you're gonna get you're more likely to fall into to go on social media again, right? To me, I do it on my phone. I don't have social media on my phone. And so I keep track. What did I do today? What are the wins of the day? What are the things that didn't get done today? And how I will improve tomorrow. And so if I keep track of this every day, at the end of the week, I have like a good list. And a good list on things that, okay, I can learn, I can change my behavior for next week. I can improve. And this way, I can get closer to my goals and I can get better. I can become this type of person that can actually achieve my goals. If you like this podcast, share it. If you find it useful, share it. It will help someone else. And I'll see you in another episode. And by the way, just apply. Become enthusiastic. Have this enthusiasm and actually apply the things that you learned in this podcast. Take care.